today I am using my sandbag today, which is filled with about 25 pounds of sand. I'm also using my jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, that's fine. You can either eliminate the jump rope sections or you can substitute with any other type of cardio exercise you want, and we will talk more about that in just a minute. If you don't have a sandbag, that is also fine. You can still do this workout right along with me. I'm going to explain and demonstrate the exercises before we begin, and I will walk you through what to do if you don't have a sandbag. There are timestamps in the description box down below the video, so if you do not need to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, you can go ahead and skip straight ahead to the workout. If you do need to see the exercises demonstrated and explained before we begin, we're going to get into that right now. There are basically 6 different exercises that I'm doing with my sandbag and then jump rope. The workout is going to start and end with jump rope. So we are doing interval jump rope today. I have my timer set for 10-second rest intervals, 20-second work intervals times 20 rounds. That's 10 minutes. So I'm just going to be kind of jogging in place like this while I jump rope, and any variation of jump rope you want to do is fine. So if you find it more comfortable to jump with your feet together, jump with your feet together. If you're really good at jump rope, you can challenge yourself and do something a little bit more difficult like high knees or jump rope jacks. It doesn't matter. Any style of jump rope you want to do is fine. 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds of work times 20 rounds. If you don't have a jump rope, you can just pantomime jumping rope. That is absolutely fine. They actually sell jump ropes with no rope. It's just 2 handles that you hold on to while you pretend to jump rope. So I really think you can do that without holding on to the handles. So that's your first option for how you can substitute if you don't have a jump rope. But you can also do any other type of cardio exercise you want. So you can just jog in place. You can do high knees. You can do jumping jacks, mountain climbers, any kind of cardio exercise you want. If you have something like an elliptical or a treadmill or an exercise bike, that's also a great substitution. You could hop on one of those for 10 minutes. If you have a heavy bag, you can work on your heavy bag for 10 minutes, or you can just shadow box. You can do up and down the steps. You could go for a jog, so you could either jog around your neighborhood, or if you want to take this workout to a local park or the field at your local high school if you have access. A few times around the track. So 10 minutes for some people is a mile. For some people, maybe it's 2 miles. I think for most people, it's somewhere in between. So you can do 10 seconds on, or 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds on, and just jog around the track for 10 minutes. That would be fine. Or you can just, set a timer for 10 minutes. Or your cardio sections don't have to be exactly 10 minutes long if you don't want. Mine are going to be, but you could just say, well, I'm going to just jog for a mile or 2 miles, or however long you want your cardio sections to be. But basically, my cardio sections are going to be 10 minutes of interval jump rope. You can do 10 minutes of any kind of cardio exercise you want, plus or minus 10 minutes, whatever works for you. So in between my 2 10-minute cardio sections, I'm going to be doing 6 different exercises with my sandbag. So let's go ahead and go over those now. I'm starting with goblet squats. So first of all, let's just talk about the correct form for your squats. You can do any squat variation you want. So just make sure though that you are minding your form. You want your shoulders back and down, and you want to keep your chest lifted high. Engage your core, so really tighten up those abs, and then push your booty back. So when you do your squat, instead of thinking of squatting straight down, if you look at where my knees are, they're kind of going on over my toes, and that's not good. You're gonna hurt your knees doing that, or you could hurt your knees doing that. So instead, what you wanna think of doing is pushing your booty back. Visualize trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty. That's gonna help keep your back flat and the weight in your heels, which is what we want. And then from this position is where you wanna sink down into your squat. Then you're going to actively press your heels into the ground. Visualize pushing the ground away as you stand. So that's just a basic air squat. You can do any squat variation you want, but that basic idea, that form, those principles are going to apply to any squat variation. So make sure your shoulders are back and down. You want to visualize tucking your shoulder blades into your back pockets. Chest is lifted high, tighten up those abs, push the booty back, and with your back flat and the weight in your heels, sink down into your squat and press the ground away and stand. So I'm going to be doing that while holding on to my sandbag. I'm going to be hugging the sandbag to my chest, and I'm also going to start with my feet a bit wider apart and my toes angled out slightly at about a 45-degree angle. Before I sink down into my squat, I'm going to come up onto my toes, and then I'm going to sink down into my squat like that, and then press my toes into the ground to stand, and then I'm going to put my heels down. So you can do it that way if you want. If it's too difficult or it's going to take you too long to come up onto your toes, you can keep your feet flat on the ground the whole time. And then you can just stand, or when you stand, you can come up onto your toes, okay? You really can play around and do any squat variation you want, and you can do this with or without weight. So you can do it the way I just showed you. If you want to add weight, you can use a sandbag if you have a sandbag. If you don't have a sandbag, you might be able to fashion something similar to a sandbag by using a duffel bag or a backpack filled with some weight. So if you can get something like that together, you can do this. I'm just going to hug my sandbag to my chest like this, and then you can lift the heels if you want, or you can sink down into your squat from this position with your feet flat on the ground. I'm going to lift my heels and come up onto the toes as I sink down into my squat. And then I'm going to stand and put the heels down. So if you don't have a sandbag and you don't have something similar, but you still want to increase the difficulty of that exercise by adding weight, you can hold on to a kettlebell or a couple of dumbbells in front of you, or one dumbbell, or you can use household items, a jug of laundry detergent, or like a gallon milk container filled with water, or sand or uncooked rice, or kitty litter or something like that. Okay, get creative and use what you've got, but any kind of weight that you can hold in front of you. If you have a medicine ball, of course, that would also work great. But look for household items that will work. And again, if you don't have anything that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the exercise, then you can do the squats just like I showed you, either with your feet flat on the ground, or you can lift your heels and sink down into the squat, or any other squat variation you want to do. The next exercise, I'm doing an overhead press with an oblique twist. So again, if you don't have a sandbag, you can try to make something similar using a duffel bag or a backpack. If that's not going to work for you, you can also do this exercise holding on to a set of dumbbells or household items like a couple of water bottles or shampoo bottles. So again, you can fill water bottles or shampoo bottles with water, or like uncooked rice or something like that. You could also just grab a couple of cans of soup out of the pantry, but you can hold on to household items. You're gonna start with your items here, holding them right up by your shoulders, and you're going to press one arm at a time up overhead, lifting the weight up over your head, but as you do that, you're going to twist. So whatever arm is about to move and lift the weight up overhead, I'm going to lift the heel of that foot and pivot. So that I'm adding this oblique twist. Then I'm going to reverse the movement and bring the weight back down to my shoulder, and we'll alternate sides. So now I'm going to lift the other hand, straighten this elbow, and press the weight up overhead. And as I do that, I'm going to lift the heel on the same side and pivot so that I'm facing the wall, and then rotate back. So I don't have my dumbbells out here, otherwise I would show you with dumbbells, but I'm sure you can visualize me holding onto dumbbells or cans of soup or water bottles while I'm doing this. So that's your option if you do not have a sandbag or something similar. I'm going to be doing that same basic thing, but I'm going to be holding on to my sandbag. So I'm just going to grab the handles of my sandbag, and I'm going to kind of balance the sandbag on top of my fists like this, so that the sandbag is resting on my knuckles. And I'm going to start with the sandbag right in front of my chest like this. I'm going to press the sandbag up overhead, and as I do that, I'm going to lift one heel and twist to the side and kind of pivot on that toe. Then reverse the movement. So bringing the sandbag back down in front of my chest, and now I'm going to repeat on the other side. So I'm going to lift the other heel, pivot on that toe, lift the sandbag up overhead, and twist to the side to face that wall. and then reverse movement, bringing the sandbag back down and pivoting that foot back forward. For the next exercise, I'm going to be doing sandbag sit-ups. So I have my mat here. If you have an exercise mat or a yoga mat, you'll definitely want to get that ready so that you have something comfortable to lie down on for your sit-ups. If you're working out on a carpeted floor, or if you're going to take this work out to the park or the field at your local high school and you're working out on grass, or if you're working out on your lawn, you may not need anything, but if you're working out on concrete like I am, you'll definitely want to have an exercise mat. If not, maybe a towel might be sufficient, or a blanket. But we're going to be doing sit-ups, so you're going to come down onto your mat, and I am going to just grab the handles of my sandbag like this. I'm starting with my knees bent and my feet flat on the mat. And now I'm going to sit up, and as I sit up, I'm going to bring the sandbag with me. And I'm going to lift it straight up overhead like this. Then I'm going to reverse the movement, sitting back down and controlling. So I'm not just going to let the sandbag drop down on the ground, I'm going to control the movement and place the sandbag on the ground so that I'm not just using momentum, I'm not letting gravity pull the sandbag down, I'm controlling that movement, okay? So sit up, press the sandbag up overhead, and then reverse the movement, controlling the sandbag all the way down and lightly place it down on the ground. So again, if you do not have a sandbag and you do not have something similar that you have made using a duffel bag or backpack or something like that, you can do any kind of weighted sit-up. So you can hold on to a medicine ball or a kettlebell or a dumbbell or 2 dumbbells and do the exact same thing, holding on to any kind of weight. So again, you could hold on to a jug of laundry detergent or a couple of water bottles or shampoo bottles or cans of soup. Any kind of weight will work for that. And if you don't have anything that's going to work for weight, or you don't want to add weight, any sit-up variation will work. So you can just do sit-ups. Just sit up and reach the arms up overhead without holding on to anything, without adding any weight, or really any sit-up variation you want to do or any ab exercise you want to do is totally fine. For the next exercise, I'm doing sandbag cleans, and all that means is that I'm going to lift the sandbag up and flip it over so that it is in my elbows. So again, we are starting by tucking our shoulder blades into our back pocket. So your shoulders are back and down, your chest is lifted high. Tighten up those abs. Make sure your core is strong and tight and engaged. Make sure there is a bend to your knees. Do not actively try to straighten your legs. Have a soft bend to your knees. You're going to push your booty back again, just like we did for our squats. So visualize trying to touch the wall behind you with your booty, and again, you want to keep your back flat and you want the weight in your heels. But instead of squatting down from this position, we're just hinging at the hips, okay? So your knees are not locked out. There's a slight bend to your legs, but they're more or less straight. We're not squatting down. We're just hinging over at the hips. Then I'm going to just grab my sandbag by the handles, and now I'm going to actively press my heels into the ground, push the ground away, and hinge at the hips, coming back up to stand. Again, keeping my back flat and the weight in my heels the entire time. And as I do that, I'm going to bring the sandbag with me and I'm going to flip it over so that I end up holding it right here in my elbows. So it's going to look like this. Shoulders back and down, chest is high, core is engaged. Hinging at the hips, push the booty back, keeping the back flat and the weight in the heels. And with a soft bend to your knees, you're going to grab onto the handles of the sandbag and now press the ground away, so pushing those heels into the ground. Hinging at the hips, you're going to reverse the movement and stand, and as you do that, you're going to flip the sandbag up and over so that you're holding it in your elbows. Then you're going to reverse the movement, so flip the sandbag back down and let it come back down in front of you, okay? So let's put one all together, a couple of reps all together so you can see the flow of it. So, shoulders back and down, chest is high, core is engaged, pushing the booty back, soft knees, back is flat, weight in the heels, reach down, grab the sandbag, and clean. if you don't have a sandbag, you can either just do deadlifts or you can do good mornings. So if you have dumbbells or a kettlebell or some other type of weight, you can just do deadlifts. So it's going to be a very similar movement. You're going to hold your dumbbells or your kettlebell or your jug of laundry detergent or your water bottles in front of you like this. And you're going to make sure your shoulders are back and down. You're going to tuck your shoulder blades into your back pockets, lift that chest high, tighten up those abs, keep a soft bend to those knees, push the booty back, flat back, weight in the heels. You're going to let your weights fall down in front of you, and then you're going to reverse the movement by pressing the heels into the ground, hinging at the hips to stand. Okay, so that is a deadlift. If you don't have a sandbag or something that you can actually clean, then you can just substitute with deadlifts. And if you don't have anything that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the workout, you can just do good mornings. Again, it's a very similar movement. You're just hinging at the hips, okay? So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pocket. I always do this exercise with my hands clasped behind my neck. And then again, you're gonna tighten up those abs. You're gonna push the booty back. You're gonna make sure there's a soft bend to your knees. You're gonna keep your back flat and the weight in your heels as you hinge at the hips. And then you're gonna press those heels into the ground and reverse the movement, hinging at the hips to stand, okay? Just like that. So that's a good morning, and that is your equipment-free substitution. Just one exercise left. For my fifth and final exercise, I am doing a sandbag burpee with a bent over row. And I know I said there are 6 exercises, and there's one more after this, but you'll see why I'm kind of organizing it this way in my mind in just a minute. So for our fifth and final exercise, sandbag burpee plus a bent over row. So I'm going to start by holding on to the handles of my sandbag like this. I'm going to bend down and put the sandbag on the ground in front of me. And while still holding on to the handles, I'm going to jump my feet back so that I'm in a plank position. And I'm going to do a push-up from this position with my hands still holding the handles of the sandbag. Then I'm going to jump my feet back in. And I'm going to stand, but not all the way. I'm just going to come up halfway so that I'm in this same position that I was in to do the sandbag clean. And I'm going to row the sandbag, so all that means is that I'm going to bend my elbows and lift the sandbag up towards my chest, and then lower the bag back down. So again, I'm not just letting gravity do the work for me. I don't want to let the sandbag just fall down. I'm controlling the movement on the way up. I'm controlling the movement on the way down. All right, so from there, I'm just going to go into my next wrap. So I'm going to put the sandbag all the way down on the ground. I'm going to jump my feet back so that I'm in a plank position. Push up on the sandbag, jump the feet in, come up halfway, and row the sandbag. If you don't have a sandbag, any burpee variation with or without a push-up will do. There are a million different burpee variations. Some of them use weight, some of them don't, some of them include push-ups, some of them don't. So just pick any burpee variation that's going to work for you. Just make sure that if you are choosing a burpee variation that includes a push-up, that you are doing your push-up correctly. So that means, first of all, if you cannot jump your feet back, I didn't mention, but you can always step your feet back so that you're in a plank position. And if you need to come down for your knees, to your knees for the push-up, that's fine. Just have a mat or a towel or something under your knees. And then number 1, do not allow your hips or your belly to drop down like this. Do you see how my back is arched? You don't want to do that. That's bad for your back. Instead, lift your hips high and make sure your core is nice and strong and tight and engaged. If your hips are slightly elevated like this, that's not terrible. You're not going to hurt yourself doing that. And it will actually make the push-ups a little bit easier, so don't worry too much about that. But ideally, you want your body in one straight line from your heels to your shoulders. Or if you're doing knee push-ups, you want that straight line from your knees to your shoulders. But instead of having your hips lifted like this, you want them a little bit lower just so that your body's in one straight line, but make sure they're still lifted high, because the thing you don't want to do is to allow them to drop like this, okay? So tighten up those abs, keep the hips lifted high. as you sink down into your push-up, you're going to bend your elbows and lower your chest down to the ground, or as low to the ground as you can. But your chest is the only thing that you're trying to lower down to the ground. So bend your elbows, get your chest down as low as you can, and now actively press your palms into the ground and push the ground away, pushing yourself up and returning to your starting position, keeping your body in one straight line from your heels to your shoulders the whole time. So if you are unable to get your chest down all the way to the ground, that's fine. You can shorten up your range of motion and just come down halfway. The point is to get your chest as low to the ground as you can without breaking that straight line from your heels or your knees to your shoulders. So if you're only able to come down halfway, that's fine. Shorten up your range of motion. Come here and then push yourself back up. But what I don't want you to do is, if you can only come here, then try to compensate for that by lowering your chest or your hips or your belly to the ground, okay? The other thing that so many people do, and I don't even think they're aware they're doing it, but a lot of times people, if you're not able to get your chest all the way to the ground, what people will do is they'll try to kind of trick themselves into thinking that they're getting all the way down by lowering their forehead down to the ground. Your forehead should never touch the ground while you're doing a push-up, okay? So what I see a lot of people do is they can only come here, so they want to get down to the ground so bad that they'll just like lower their forehead down to the ground. Your forehead should not touch the ground. The only thing you're trying to get down to the ground is your chest. So keep your head still. Keep your body in one straight line, either from your knees to your shoulders or from your heels to your shoulders. Make sure your abs are strong and tight and engaged the whole time. Keep your hips lifted high. Bend your elbows and lower your chest, and only your chest, as low to the ground as you can. And then press the ground away and push your body back up, return to your starting position. Never break that line, so don't drop your hips. Don't bob your head up and down. Keep your hands still and keep your body strong and tight, moving as a unit in one straight line, either from your knees to your shoulders or from your heels to your shoulders. So that's my 5 sandbag exercises. The only other exercise I'm doing with my sandbag is sandbag swings. So I'm going to be doing sandbag swings before and after each of those other 5 exercises that I just showed you. So I'm going to start with a set of sandbag swings, and then we'll move on to our first sandbag exercise, which was our goblet squats, then another set of sandbag swings, and then we'll move on to our next exercise, which was our overhead press, then another set of sandbag swings, and then we'll move on to our sit-ups, another set of sandbag swings, and then we'll move on to our sandbag cleans, another set of sandbag swings, and then our final sandbag exercise, which is our sandbag burpees plus a bent over row. Then we'll finish with one more set of sandbag cleans, and that's the middle section of the workout. That's this little sandbag section. So same thing, shoulders are back and down. So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pocket, chest is lifted high, core is engaged, tighten up those abs, soft knees, do not actively straighten your legs, don't lock your knees out like this, keep a soft bend to your knees, and we're hinging at the hips again, all right? Then we're going to press the ground away, so actively press those heels into the ground and reverse the movement, hinging at the hips to stand and tighten those glutes at the top of the movement. So we're just going to be swinging the sandbag as we do that. I'm going to have both hands on my sandbag. You can do one hand at a time if you want, that's fine. We're doing a lot of reps of these, so I'm just gonna hold onto my sandbag with both hands the whole time. So I have this middle handle, both hands are on the handle, and I'm just going to swing the sandbag between my legs and then straight up in front of me. So I'm gonna hinge my hips, keeping my back flat and the weight in the heels as I swing my bag between my legs like this. Then I'm going to press the ground away, and as I stand, I'm going to lift the bag straight up in front of me, about the same height as my shoulders. All right, if they go a little bit higher than that, don't worry about it, but you're not trying to swing it up high. You're just trying to swing it so that it's more or less in line with your shoulders, okay? So a couple more, just so you can kind of see the flow of it. It's hard to slow it down and walk you through each component, but it's gonna look like this. So again, you can do this one hand at a time if you want. You can alternate hands. So you can start with one hand and then switch hands at the top of the movement. I frequently do this exercise this way, but like I said, for today, we're doing so many reps that I'm just gonna go ahead and do all of my reps with both hands on the handle of the sandbag. The other thing to keep in mind is that we're going to be doing a total of 6 sets of sandbag swings. So you can stay on one arm for the entire set and just switch arms with each set. That's another option. And again, if you don't have a sandbag or something similar, of course a heavy dumbbell or a kettlebell will work great for this. I think we all know kettlebell swings, so if you have a kettlebell, there's your substitution right there. But again, I have showed you how to do this exercise before with a jug of laundry detergent. You could also use a gallon milk container, again, filled with water or uncooked rice or kitty litter or something like that. So household items will definitely work for this. If you don't have anything that you can swing, you're just gonna have to substitute with a different exercise. So what I would recommend is maybe like these windmills. So start with your feet a little bit wider apart. And again, it's the same principles, okay? So tuck the shoulder blades into the back pocket. Shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high, core is engaged. Tighten up those abs. Soft bend to the knees. Do not lock out your knees. Don't actively try to straighten your legs. You want to make sure there's a soft bend. You're going to push your booty back, keeping your back flat and the weight in your heels. And you're going to extend your arms out to the side. And then as you hinge at the hips with your flat back and your weight in the heels, you're going to twist to one side and tap the toes. And then stand. Repeat on the other side. Okay? Just like that. So that can be your substitution if you have no weight or any type of household item that you can use to swing, or if you just don't feel comfortable doing the sandbag swings, there's an equipment-free substitution. So that's it, that's all 6 sandbag exercises. We're doing sets of 50, okay? Every one of those exercises, sets of 50. So again, the 5 exercises that I showed you are squats, overhead press, sandbag sit-up, sandbag clean, and our burpee with a bent over row. So we're doing 50 reps of each of those. Before and after each of those, we are doing a set of 50 sandbag swings, or 50 windmills if you're not doing sandbag swings. And that's it, we're just going through that circuit once, and that's our middle section, our sandbag section. And then before and after we do that, we are doing 10 minutes of interval jump rope, 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds work times 20 rounds. Remember that I always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video, and you're gonna watch me do it right now, so watch me do it. Read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear, if you have questions about the format, how everything fits together, if you have any doubts about how to do the exercises with the correct form, please just ask. It is incredibly important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout, so that you reduce your risk of injury and so that you ensure that you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. You don't want to just be out here going through the motions. I want you to be able to see the results of all your hard work, so please make sure you're doing the exercises correctly. And if you have any questions about how to do the exercises with the proper form, I'm right here to help, so please just ask. It is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me. So I am always here to help facilitate that. That's why I take so much time explaining and demonstrating the exercises, and why I try to make sure that I'm always giving you equipment-free substitutions and beginner modifications. So if you need any further help beyond what I've already provided with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, I am right here to help, so please just ask, okay? Whether you have questions about the format or the exercises, just don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or if you need help of any kind. I am always here to help. So now you've seen all of the exercises, I have provided your equipment-free substitutions, I've explained the format, you know what we're doing. So if you're ready to do this workout with me, Go ahead and grab an exercise mat or a yoga mat so that you have something to lie down on comfortably for our ab exercise. You're also probably going to need that if you're doing push-ups from your knees at any point during this workout. Grab a sandbag or something similar if you have it. If not, maybe a kettlebell or a medicine ball, a dumbbell or two, household items, water bottles, or a jug of laundry detergent, something like that. Grab your jump rope if you have one, and if you're jumping rope with me today, take a minute to make sure you're good and warmed up, and when you're ready, let's get started. So starting with cardio, I am doing a 10-minute interval jump rope section. 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds work, times 20 rounds. You can do 10 minutes of any type of cardio exercise you want. If you want to eliminate the cardio sections, you can just skip ahead in the video 10 minutes and just do the sandbag circuit with me. That is up to you. If you are doing jump rope with me or some other type of cardio, we are getting started right now. I'm starting with a 10-second rest interval, just so that I have a few seconds to get ready and get into position and I don't lose anything off of my first work interval. And now we're gonna jump rope for 20 seconds. So that's 1 minute. Just gonna do that for another 9 minutes. couple minutes to go. 90 seconds, so 3 more intervals. Let's keep pushing. So that's 9 minutes. Just 1 minute left. Okay, this is our final work interval. Stop. That's our 10 minutes. So that's it, that's our first jump rope section. Our first cardio section. If you're doing some kind of exercise other than jump rope, on that very final work interval, my timer does that long series of beeps to let me know that time is up. As soon as that beeping starts, that means it's the end of our 10 minutes and you can stop. I just like to keep going through that long series of beeps. I like to keep jumping rope until the beeping stops because I like to finish strong, and also because I like to feel like I'm making up for any time I lost off of my work intervals if I was tripping over my jump rope. So even if I can make it through the entire 10 minutes, all 20 intervals without tripping over my jump rope, I still do that on the final interval. I always skip through that last series of beeps, and I stop when the beeping stops. This time I kept going a little beyond the beep because I was tripping over my rope a lot, and I just wanted to do another nice long set to make up for that. All right, so that's part one. Just giving myself a couple of minutes to recover before we start this main part of the workout. This is our 6 sandbag exercises. So I'm going to reset my timer as a stopwatch. And I'm going to time this section of the workout separately. So remember, we're doing 5 different sandbag exercises, and before and after each of those exercises, we're doing a set of 50 sandbag swings. All right, so if you need a longer rest break so that you can towel off, hydrate, let your heart rate come down a little bit more, pause the video and come back when you're ready. I'm gonna start after the plane goes over. All right, so as soon as you're ready, we're starting with 50 reps of sandbag swings, or windmills maybe, if you're not, you don't have a weight that you can swing. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So starting with 50 sandbag swings. So next is squats. Any kind of squat variation you want to do is fine. I'm doing sumo squats, holding onto my sandbag. I'm going to be hugging my sandbag to my chest. And I'm going to be increasing the difficulty by elevating my heels while I do my squat. So this is going to take me quite a bit of time because we're doing 50 reps. Remember this portion of the workout, we're doing 50 reps of everything. So if you start doing a really challenging squat variation and it starts to get too taxing or it's taking too long, you can always do something to decrease the difficulty. Switch to an easier squat variation, drop the weight, something like that. I'm going to just probably do sets of 10 of these, 5 sets of 10, but I'm going to complete 50 reps as quickly as I can without losing anything off of my form. Make sure that you're not sacrificing your form for speed, okay? If you find yourself racing through the exercises and going fast just for the sake of going fast, but you're not minding your form, I would like you to just stop, please. Take a deep breath and get back into it. Slow down your pace and really mind your form. Concentrate on your form. Yes, we're timing this and I want to get the reps done as quickly as I can, but not at the expense of my form. So please prioritize your form above all else. Make sure you're going at your own pace and don't sacrifice your form for speed. So when you're ready, here we go, 50 squats. So I'm doing my squats like this. Hugging the sandbag to my chest, I'm gonna lift my heels and then sink down into my squat. Then press the toes into the ground to stand and put the heels down. That's 1 rep. And I'm gonna do 50, so just do your best. So that's my first 10. There's no way I can do 50 of these without stopping, so. I'm gonna do 5 sets of 10. You can break them up any way you want. And if you're able to do all 50 without stopping and without sacrificing your form, go for it. I'm gonna start on my second set of 10. So when you're ready, here we go. So that was 20 for me. Or my second set of 10. So I have to do 3 more sets of 10. If you don't need the rest, you don't have to rest. If you need a longer rest, you can pause the video and come back when you're ready, but only continue when you feel that you are capable of continuing with good form. Okay, so when you're ready, another set of 10. That's 25 for me, I'm halfway there. Rudy is very silently cheering me on. He's being quiet, but I can hear him. 26. 27. 28. 29. One more. That's 30. Just 2 more sets of 10. I always feel these in my feet. I know most of us don't work our feet enough, and I certainly don't, because every time I do certain exercises, this is one of them. There's a couple other ones that, oh my God, I feel my feet so bad, but I just have 2 more sets of 10 to go. So when you're ready, pick up the sandbag, and I'm picking up my count at 30. That's 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. 40. So I have just 1 set of 10 left to go, but I'm gonna break up my final set of 10 into 2 little mini sets of 5, because that last set of 10, I didn't exactly complete the set unbroken. I didn't put my sandbag down, but halfway through I was really having to rest a lot. So I think I'd rather do 5, put the sandbag down, rest for a minute, and then finish up with my final 5 reps. But again, you do what works for you. Either way, I'm almost done with this exercise. I knew this was gonna take me a long time. And it's taking me a long time, but I'm almost done. Just 10 reps left to go. So I'm gonna do my next 5 without stopping, hopefully. Then I'm gonna take a little rest break and finish up with my final 5 reps. So here we go. Picking up my count at 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. Almost done with these. Just 5 more to go. And then my little feeties are gonna be so happy with me that we're not doing this exercise anymore. All right, final 5 reps. When you're ready. 46. 47. 48. Just 2 more. That's 49. Last one. And that is 50. All right, we are finally done with that exercise. It took like 15 minutes. So next, is our overhead press with an oblique twist. But first we're going to do one more set of 50 sandbag swings. So again, you can do one arm. You can alternate arms with each rep. You can do each set on a different arm. So if you started with this arm on the first set, now you can do this arm. Again, I'm doing both arms because we are doing a total of 6 sets of 50. That's 300 total sandbag swings, and that's taxing enough for me with both hands. But with each set, I am going to alternate which hand is on top. So with my first set, I had, as I was reaching down to grab my sandbag, I had this hand in front. So I'm going to reverse that now so that my other hand, my non-dominant hand, is in front. If you want, you can have your non-dominant hand in front for all 6 rounds. That would be fine. I don't recommend having your dominant hand in front for all 6 rounds though. I would say either alternate, or if you want to do all 6 on your non-dominant hand, since that one needs to build more strength, that would be fine. I'm going to alternate though. So with the first set, I had this hand in front. Now I'm going to have this hand in front. I was able to complete my first set of 50 without stopping, but it was really tough. So I might need to stop at some point. If you're able to string together all 50 reps without stopping, great. But remember that you can always pause and take a rest wherever you need to, okay? So I'm gonna try to hopefully at least maybe do the first 30 without stopping if I can. I'm not gonna kill myself. So 50 sandbag sandbag swings as soon as you're ready. Here we go. So that was my first 30. I have to do another 20. Hopefully I can finish up this last 20 without stopping. I'll do my best. Here we go. It's 40. 45. That's 50. So next is our overhead press with an oblique twist. Just giving myself a good minute to recover because again, this is a big long set of 50. I don't think I'll be able to do all 50 without stopping, but I'd like to do at least like the first 20 without stopping if I can. So I just want to give myself a minute or so to rest, 60, 90 seconds to rest, and feel like I have enough strength to continue with good form and to hopefully string together at least like 20 of these before I have to stop and rest. I'm gonna do my best. So yet another gentle reminder, if you need a longer rest break, pause the video, come back when you're ready. Only continue when you feel that you are ready of doing so with the correct form. And please remember that you should be going at your own pace and not to sacrifice your form for speed. So starting with the sandbag in front of my chest is balanced on my knuckles. I'm gonna press the sandbag up overhead and add my oblique twist, so twisting to the side, then reverse the movement, alternating sides. So now lift the heel, pivot that foot, and twist to the opposite side. Pivot the foot back front as you bring the sandbag down. That's 2. I'd like to try to do 18 more with that before I have to stop and rest. So I'm gonna do my best, wish me luck, here we go. That's 10 for me. I'm gonna try for another 10 before I have to put the sandbag down and rest. So that's my first 20. I'm gonna have to do my final 30 reps, broken up into sets of 10. I can't do another set of 20 unbroken. So I'm gonna rest here and then see if I can do 3 more sets of 10, 3 more unbroken sets of 10. Just take a short rest break in between. With all the talking that I did in that long intro, I think I mentioned once very briefly, I'll wait for the plane. Very beginning of the video that my sandbag is filled with about 25 pounds of sand. That's a good weight for me. It's very challenging for these exercises that we're doing today. But you may need to use something lighter or heavier. That's going to depend on your strength and on your level of fitness, what you have available to you, and how hard you're looking to push yourself today. So I know we're already into it, but hopefully you have considered those factors before choosing your weight, and you made the decision that's best for you. But if you're finding that whatever you're using for weight is too heavy, if it's something where you're able to take weight out of it, you can always, like, say if you have a duffel bag filled with like bags of rice and you can take out a couple of bags of rice, for example, you can always lessen the weight, or you can switch to a lighter weight altogether, or you can drop the weight. So make the decision that's best for you. When you're ready, let's start on another set of 10. So that's 30 for me. I have to do 2 more sets of 10, but I'm gonna take another little rest break before I start on my next set of 10. So if you have like 2 sets of dumbbells, if you started with the heavier set, you can always switch to a lighter set. You can switch to bottles of water or cans of soup. I'm only recovering from sets of 10 now, as opposed to that first set of 20, so that wasn't a very long rest break, but I think I have enough strength to string together another 10 without stopping, so I'm going to try. So I'm picking up my count at 30, so when you're ready, here we go. So that's 40 for me. I have just 10 left. And then we'll move on to our third sandbag exercise, which is sandbag sit-ups. But first, we're gonna do another set of 50 sandbag swings, okay? So, if you're ahead of me, 50 sandbag swings, and then 50 sit-ups. If you're with me, we have 10 more of these to go. So, this is our final set of 10. When you're ready, here we go. Picking up our count at 40. It's 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50. So now before we move on to sit-ups, or whatever ab exercise you're doing, we're gonna sneak in another set of 50 sandbag swings. So this is our third set of sandbag swings. With each odd numbered set, I am having my dominant hand in front. So just to make sure I alternate which hand is in front with each set. Last round, I think I was able to do 30 unbroken. I did 30 and 20, so I'll try to do that again this round. I don't think there's any way I can do all 50 unbroken. So I'm just gonna aim to do my first 30 unbroken. If you are still able to do sets of 50 unbroken, great, go for it. If you need a longer rest break, pause the video, come back when you're ready. We're gonna start with our third set of sandbag swings right now. 50 reps, do your best. So that was my first 30 reps. Just giving myself a minute to recover. Let my heart rate come down a little bit. Take a few deep breaths. Slow down my breathing. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up with these final 20 reps. I think that was a plenty long enough rest break. I should be able to do these final 20 reps unbroken. So here we go. It's 40. 45. 50. Okay, next is abs. I'm doing sandbag sit-ups for my ab exercise. You can do any sit-up variation you want, with or without weight, or any ab exercise you want, with or without weight. 50 reps. So I'm gonna make it my goal to get through the first 20 without stopping, and then I'll assess, see how I feel, and see if I'm able to continue from there. But I would like to hopefully at least do 20 before I have to pause and rest. So do your best. When you're ready, here we go. It's 10 for me. It's 15. I did it. I got through the first 20 without stopping. From here on out, I'm gonna have to do sets of 10. I can't continue with sets of 20, it's too taxing. There's an awning above me. I'm sure you can tell by the pattern the sun makes that there's space in between my awning and the wall. So it's only a matter of minutes before the sun is right in that little space and right in my eyes as I'm lying here. So I'm really hoping I can complete these last 30 reps before the sun reaches that point and I don't have to have the sun directly in my eyes. So wish me luck. I am no longer able to do sets of 20, I can tell you that much. So I'm going to continue with sets of 10 for as long as I can. Hopefully I can do my final 30 reps in 3 unbroken sets of 10. So I'm gonna do my best. Here we go, picking up my count at 20. That's 25. I'm halfway done. That's 30. So again, I'm gonna rest for a minute before I start my next set of 10. When I was writing this workout, I deliberately put these two exercises back to back. These two overhead press exercises, and I considered breaking them up, but I decided that's the structure I wanted the workout to have, because the final two exercises, you'll notice it's kind of the same thing. We're doing sandbag cleans, and then we're following that up with our burpee with a bent over row, which is another kind of similar movement. So I did do this intentionally, but my shoulders are not happy about it. Let's just put it that way. All right, I am picking up my count at 30. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and start on our next set of 10. We have just 2 more sets of 10 to go, and then we can move on. It's 35. That's 40. So I have just one more set of 10 to go. But my shoulders are really feeling it. I just need a little bit of a rest. Just stretching out my shoulders while I rest. All right, when you feel that you're ready to continue, let's go ahead and finish up our final 10 reps of sit-ups. And then we have just 2 exercises left. We're getting there. Here we go, pick up my count at 40. It's 45, just 5 more. $46, 47, 48, just 2 more. It's so hard. 49, last rep. And that's 50. We made it. Alrighty. Just 2 exercises left. But first, we have to do another set of 50 sandbag swings. This is our 4th set of sandbag swings, right? We did one before the goblet squats, and then another one before overhead press, another before the sit-up, so this is our 4th. So even number means that my non-dominant hand is going to be forward. Even though I'm ambidextrous, I do have a dominant hand, but it is not the hand I write with, and it is not the hand I eat with. It's just the way I'm ambidextrous. So this is my dominant hand, even though I write and I eat with this hand. And when I'm cooking, I stir things with this hand, but I chop things with this hand. So, you know, why am I telling you this? It's because I'm stalling, because I am like out of energy and we still have a lot of reps left to go. So, okay. Sandbag swings, non-dominant hand in front. I'm going to again attempt to do my first 30 reps unbroken, and then I will rest and finish up with my final 20 reps. So, when you're ready, here we go. 30 reps unbroken if I can. Push me that. Here we go. So if you're still able to do your sets of 50 unbroken, I'm sure you're finished with your sandbag swings by now. You can move on to sandbag cleans. If you're like me, and you are completely sapped of energy, and you are not able to complete 50 reps unbroken, then let's go ahead and finish up this fourth set of 6. So I have another 20 reps to go. Here we go. Hopefully I can do these unbroken. 35. 40. 45. 50. All right. This part of the workout alone is going to take me over an hour. But we're getting there. So the next exercise is 50 sandbag cleans. Normally, this is an exercise that I can do a set of 50 unbroken. But at this point in the day, at this point in the workout, I don't think that's going to happen. I do think I can do at least 20, maybe 30 unbroken, so I'm gonna do my best to see if I can do the first 30 reps unbroken. But If I need to pause and rest before then, I will. Just do your best. So again, if you need a longer rest break, pause the video, come back when you're ready. When you feel that you can continue with good form. We're starting with our 50 sandbag cleans. So hopefully I can do 20 or 30 unbroken. Do your best. When you're ready, here we go. That's 20. I think I can make it to 30. I'm gonna keep going. That's 30 for me. I have to do just 20 more. So I'm gonna do a set of 10, then take a short rest break and finish up with my final set of 10. But I'm gonna break up this final 20. Just take a short little rest break in the middle. I've been resting for just about a minute. So when you feel like you're ready to continue, we're just doing 2 more sets of 10. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. Pick up my count at 30. That's 35. 5 more. We'll take a short little rest break. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 40. Just resting for about 30 seconds or so here. Just 10 more. As soon as you're ready, here we go. Final 10 reps. That's 45, just 5 more, and then we're done with these. 46, 47, 48, 49, last one. That's 50. So that's our 4th sandbag exercise complete. We have just 1 more to go, but it's going to be a tough one. I can already tell you that. For the sandbag burpees, I'm just going to do 5 sets of 10. And I should say I'll do sets of 10 for as long as I can. I may have to start doing sets of 5. We'll see. It is hot out here. We've been going for for over an hour. Because this section alone, we're over 55 minutes in. And then add to that the 10 minutes of jump rope. So we're about an hour and 6 minutes in almost. So yeah, it's getting tough. And those 50 burpees are going to seem insurmountable. So we'll break them up into smaller sets and we'll get them done. But first, another set of 50 sandbag swings. So this is our 5th set. 5 is an uneven number. That means dominant hand in front. So I will again I'll try to continue the way I've been doing these since the 2nd set, which is 30 and then 20. So hopefully I can still do 30 without stopping. We'll find out. All right. When you are ready, here we go. 50 sandbag swings. Do your best. I am still able to do 30 without stopping, but it just gets so taxing for me that I need such a long rest break before I finish up with my final 20 reps. That I wonder if I'd be smarter for the final round to just do 20, 20, and 10. I don't know. Maybe 15, 15. I don't know, 10, 10. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But right now, let's just focus on finishing this set of 50. So I've completed 30, I have 20 more to go. Hopefully I can do them unbroken. Wish me luck. Here we go, final 20 reps. 35. 40. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. All right, that's 50. I'm still under an hour for this sandbag portion of the workout, but just barely. It'll be over an hour by the time I start this final exercise. So this is gonna take me a few minutes. Probably just about the same as like with the squats, as far as difficulty is concerned and as far as speed is concerned for me. So I'm going to again just attempt sets of 10 for as long as I can. Hopefully I can do 5 unbroken sets of 10. I will do my best to keep the rest breaks in between as short as I can, but I'm gonna take as long as I need because we've been at this for over an hour. This is a tough exercise. Did I mention that it is hot out here? It is hot out here, so I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm just gonna do my best. Taking another few seconds to rest. Been resting just about a minute. All right, so again, this is our final exercise. All right, so let's just focus on each little set of 10, 5 sets of 10, and then we just have to finish up with one more set of sandbag swings. So just do your best. Let's focus on just completing these first 10 reps, all right? So if you need a longer rest break, you can pause the video, come back when you're ready. Here we go. 10 sandbag burpees with a bent over row. So that's my first set of 10. They were quite taxing for me, so I need a minute. To regain some strength and to let my breathing slow down, let my heart rate normalize just a little bit. All right, I'm going to continue with sets of 10 for as long as I can. So I've completed a total of 10 reps. I'm going to try for another unbroken set of 10 if I can. All right, so do your best. When you're ready, here we go. So that was 20 for me. That got really difficult towards the end of the set, but I think I can do another set of 10 unbroken. I'm going to try. Just gonna take another few seconds to rest. All right, I'm picking up my count at 20. I'm gonna try to do another 10 unbroken if I can. Just do your best. When you're ready, here we go. Halfway done. Let's keep pushing. All right, that's 30. If I remember correctly with my squats, I was able to do the first 40 reps in sets of 10, but by the fourth set of 10, it was becoming really taxing and I was slowed down a lot. So my final set of 10, I broke it down into 2 little mini sets of 5. I have a feeling that's what's going to end up happening with these burpees. But I'm picking up my count at 30. I do think that I will be able to do one more set of 10, but yeah, I just might start to slow down a lot towards the end of the set. So if that happens, then I'll break up my final set of 10 into 2 little mini sets of 5, just like I did with my squats. However you need to break them up is fine. We're gonna get them done, that's all that matters. All right, so when you're ready, here we go. Pick up my count at 30. So my goal is to get to 40 without stopping. That's 35. 36. 37. 38. 39, one more. 40. 40. We're so close. We have just 60 total reps left. They're going to be 60 tough reps, but we're right there. All right, so for these final 10 reps, I'm going to do 5 and then take a short rest break, finish up with my final 5. And then all we have to do is finish up with our final set of sandbag swings. All right, so just 5 more when you're ready. 41, 42, 43, 44, last one. 45. Short rest break. Just a few seconds. Final 5 reps. $46. 47. Just 3 more. 48. Only 2 to go. We got this. Keep pushing. That's 49. Just 1 more to go. Here we go. Final rep. That's 50. All right, we made it at long last. That took me over an hour and 13 minutes. But we're just about finished. All we have left to do is 1 more set of sandbag swings. I'm going to do my best to do this set the way I've done every set since the second one, which is 30 unbroken and then 20 unbroken. I think I can push through and get that done. We'll see. But I'm gonna try my best to do these first 30 reps unbroken if I can. So, non-dominant hand in front, because this is an even number. This is our 6th and final set of sandbag swings. So, non-dominant hand in front. When you're ready, here we go. I'm gonna try to do 30 without stopping. That was 30. I feel like I want to die, but we're so close. We have just 20 reps left to go. Gonna dig way down deep. Finish up these final 20 reps of sandbag swings, and then this section of the workout is finally complete. Here we go, picking up my count at 30. 35. 40. 45. 46. 47. 48. 49, last one. That's 50. Done. That was so tough, especially in this heat. It is going to take me time to adjust to working out in the heat again. I am just not used to it, and it is just so draining for me. I mean, that was a tough workout regardless, even if it's not hot out. That was a lot of reps, a lot of weight. Every single rep was weighted with 25 pounds of weight. 300 total reps of sandbag swings. Like, that was a tough little workout. Even if you're not doing the cardio sections and you're just doing that sandbag portion, that took me 1 hour, 17 minutes and 10 seconds. That was a long, tough workout just on its own. Thank you for working out with me. Make sure to do your bonus burpee. Never skip your bonus burpee. It is mandatory. And then just please make sure you're taking a good 15-20 minutes or so to stretch before you have your shower and eat lunch and get on with the rest of your day. If you are continuing on with me, we have 10 minutes left to go. Another 10 minutes of moderate paced cardio, the same way we began the workout. So we're just gonna bookend that sandbag section with two segments of 10 minutes of moderate paced cardio. So I am again going to be doing 10 minutes of interval jump rope, 10-second rest intervals, 20-second work intervals times 20 rounds, identical to what we did in part one. You can do exactly what you did in part one, or you can do something different this time, or you can skip it. It's up to you. If you need some more time so that you can towel off, get a sip of water, let your heart rate come down a little bit, pause the video, come back when you're ready. I'm going to go ahead and start my timer right now. So here we go. This is our 10-second rest interval. So we have a few seconds to get ready, and we don't lose anything off of our work interval. And now here we go, jump rope for 20 seconds. Oh, yeah, I can't even get my feet up over the rope. about halfway there. Just keep fighting for it. Just a couple of minutes left. I'll check my timer after this interval, but we should be getting close. I think we have more than like maybe 2 minutes left, hopefully. Less than 2 minutes. Let's keep pushing. Less than 1 minute left. This is it. Final work interval. We are not quite finished yet. You know that no workout of mine is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. But first, it is time for the McFlurry Minute. I'm going to reset my timer to count down 60 seconds for me. I'm going to jump rope for 60 seconds, completing as many revolutions with the jump rope as I can. And if I can make it through the entire 60-second work interval without tripping over my jump rope, everybody wins a free McFlurry. So give me just a minute to reset my timer. I will be right back. All right, my timer has been reset. Victoria is ready to go. Victoria is my beautiful silver jump rope with the pretty light pink metallic handles. And for those of you who have asked me where I get my jump ropes, I will leave a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code RUDEBECCA to save an additional 10%. Our current streak is just 2 successful McFlurry minutes in a row. So we're trying to make it 3 in a row today, starting as always with a 10-second rest interval. And now here we go, 60 seconds away from potentially extending our winning streak to 3 in a row. Here we go. And so tough. I wouldn't necessarily have guaranteed a successful McFlurry Minute today, but we did it. The streak continues. That is 3 successful McFlurry Minutes in a row. So enjoy your free ice cream. So now we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. Here we go. Final rep of the day when you're ready. That the workout is now officially complete. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did this workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you're not doing the workouts, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It really does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything is unclear about the format, if you have any questions about the exercises we were doing today, any doubts at all about how to do the exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with the equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications, please just ask. That is going to do it for today. But before I say goodbye, I have to say one final thank you to those of you who have been watching the videos all the way until the end and commenting with the secret code phrase of the day. So before I say goodbye, I will give you today's secret code phrase of the day. It is, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. So if you are still watching this video, hello, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please let me know that someone is still watching by going down to the comment section and leaving me a comment that says if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That is going to do it for today, and I will see you all next time. Bye.